Encouragement.
You already know.
Check. Eyes open as I'm rolling to my face, alarm blowing, giving thanks to my creator for another chance to go up. Couple sets of push-ups, couple sets of sit-ups. Yesterday I had a stumble, but today I got my wind up. I be having crazy visions like I know where I'ma wind up. Victorious, all systems on go. Every seed that I sow, every lesson help me grow to walk my God mission. 7:30 edition, I can hustle and motivate and do the work and elevate. That's the routine for creating the great day. I keep my soul clean and keep pushing to find a way. Cleanliness is godliness. I look forward to mine. Do the checks and balances to keep my streams in line. Divine is my design, 7:30 nigga. Divine is my design, 7:30 nigga. To all my peoples in the struggle, keep pushing further.
Did you finish those push-ups today? Did you finish that book? Did you finish running them miles? Did you believe in yourself today? Did you get up this morning and say thank God for letting me have the limbs and the power to do what I need to do? Did you do what you're supposed to do? You better breathe. You better push. You better keep working. You better outwork everybody. You better outwork your competition. Because it ain't no competition but you.
With every move is a calculated step to aspire to next. To encourage the ones that want more. Everybody get a turn. What you doing with yours? Tapped into the source. Hit the world with force. I got the ground underneath my feet. Remember that? Big moon make the cipher complete. Remember that? Yesterday was the rent. Current day is ownership. 07 I was a rook. Now I'm legend out this bitch. I got accurate accounts of what it means to go and get. What it means to keep going. When your body shutting down and your mind still going. When that laser sharp focus comes straight from the core. I levitated more. I've been the dopest. I ain't keeping score. When the mother niggas switched up, moon kept it raw. Live and maintain. Go and get yours.
You are tuned into the Cooley and the Gang Show on Blockworks Radio.
What's going on? It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. It is time for some foolishness.
Foolishness.
And education. And love and caring and
let's get it on.
Everything. We give you a bit of everything. Your emotions is about to go on a freaking roller coaster tonight. Are you ready? Buckle up.
Let's go.
Mac is in the building. What's up, Mac? We missed you last week, buddy. You missed a good one, Mac.
What's popping? What's popping? I popped in there, here and there, in there. Tried to keep up.
It's a good one. Dr. Will definitely did his thing. Linnea's in the building. Hey, Linnea.
What's up? Make sure y'all have your heart medicine.
You ain't lying. Shannon's here.
Oh, I am. Hey, y'all.
No, don't do that. And the professor is here. How you doing,
and
brother?
Rich is here.
And Jay Rich is always in the building nice and early. What's up, professor?
What's going on?
How you doing, buddy?
Can't complain.
The sign on the wall say, all I see is love.
That's all that matters. I mean, when you come in there, it's going down.
Let's get it on.
I think it say love, drop them drawers, and quaaludes.
There we go, y'all. Hey, Wayne.
What's going on, Big Wayne? You got that from www.buildapill.com. I hear you, buddy. I'll guess Nellz will be here soon. I need some more value.
The whole show?
Huh? Yeah, Nellz, he helping the co-host.
Okay.
He'll be here soon. So I always forget what I put. I do the rundown or the description of the show the night before. I don't even remember what I put on there other than critical race theory. I definitely want to talk about that. I don't know a whole lot, but I would like to hear everyone's opinion on, the introduction of critical race theory and then trying to get it into the schools. I have a couple of different videos for, and I think NJ Rich sent me one that I was really looking for that was kind of giving an opposing view. It's about 4 minutes long, so we're going to kind of have to maybe bounce around that video a little bit to try to get the gist of it. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but a friend of mine told me that I'm a terrible podcast host because I'm supposed to research topics a week before the show. But I mean,
you don't get stuff until the day before.
I really don't. Like I don't get stuff until like NJ Rich sent me this stuff on critical race theory, and I wanted to talk about it. And we got guests coming up the rest of the month, and then our last show for the year is going to be on. See if I can pull the calendar up because we're not going to run it all the way. So our last show for the year will probably be Tuesday, December the 7th, probably.
That early?
So I think I'll give y'all 2 weeks off for Christmas this year.
That's 3.
You know. No, it ain't. We'll be back.
Hey.
Oh no.
Is this with or without pay?
They
Without pay.
you
got to use your leave.
the same way we did it last year. Be the same way.
The 14th, you mean? The 14th.
Okay, so the last show will be on the 14th. So the 21st and the 28th, we'll do some replays. If you all have seen a show that you would like us to air again, or interview that you would like us to air again, we can go ahead, load it up, do whatever we got to do, and we'll make that happen. Everybody, before we get going, take a second, hit that share button. It's free. It don't cost a thing, because we about to do what we do. I know y'all know Mac is in the sports, but did y'all see all the controversy surrounding Aaron Rodgers?
No.
Quarterback for the Packers.
Yeah.
So apparently Aaron was doing a press conference, and he was asked if he was vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
So Aaron's words, and I quote, were, "I'm immunized, is what he said. Everybody let it go." Well, he got COVID, and now he can't play, and then come to find out he was never vaccinated for COVID. But I think his stance is more like, well,
I didn't say I
didn't say I wasn't vaccinated. But my thing was, the only issue I had with it was I felt that he did not get the same amount of beating in the media that Kyrie got for actually standing up and saying, "Hey, I'm not doing this because this, that, and the third." He kind of chicken little punk assed his way like around the back door of the shit, and
he was still trying to play.
But ain't nobody. But the NFL is not like the NBA. You can still play. Like Kirk Cousins ain't vaccinated. He just got to go through. The NFL has a different protocol for the vaccinated players and the unvaccinated players. Like your meetings got to be through Zoom. You can only be in a room with a certain amount of people. So the NFL, and then Kyrie's thing. Kyrie is not playing because of the NBA. Kyrie is not playing because of the New York State law.
Right.
So the New York State law says that you have to be something about working and being vaccinated. So Kyrie was just going to play away games
out of the state of New York.
But he also couldn't practice. So the team had to make a decision like, yo, do we really want, like, he can't practice. He can only play on the road. And he's still getting paid. So I think they made a collective decision to own everybody just to sit him down entirely until he decided what he wanted to do. And which this was another issue that we had in our group chat about, employers, this whole thing about the mandate and some jobs making the vaccination mandatory. And my stance will always be this. I don't think anybody should lose their right to choose. But at the end of the day, if this is my company, you chose to work here. You signed all the paperwork to work here.
Right.
Agreeing to go along with my guidelines of my company.
Nope.
The rules that I set and everything for my company. And now it seems like everybo's acting surprised because
I didn't agree to medical.
It don't matter. You sign paperwork when you.
Right.
Y'all, see, this is why you colors don't read shit. Like, you get the job and you go get a loan, or you do something and you just get the sign, and that don't nobody read that big stack. None of us do, but this is where it comes into play. Like, you agreed to this shit.
I did not agree.
Come on, Smirky.
But it is entitled to change. They do say that it can change at any moment.
Oh, what, you work for HR?
Right underneath.
Yep. I mean, and it's there. So, like, my thing, like, so don't nobody act surprised, and you can't get mad at the employer. I mean, it just is what it is. So,
I'm mad at the president. Yes, the president. It's his fault.
Yeah.
Don't get her shut down.
Fuck
again.
nuts.
I'm about to say, throw off the disclaimer.
Ain't lying, I be forgetting about that shit. Oh, some other shit.
Please throw that up.
I don't know what be going on.
I show opinions.
Easy.
So what do y'all think?
So first thing is this. It just seems a little strange to me that you can even put vaccinated and safe in the same conversation, because you're safe from what? What is it that you're safe from? They told you that you're vaccinated, you still can get COVID. So what is it that you claim to be safe from? You're safe from dying? I mean, that's a personal choice. If that's what the whole idea or premise behind it is. And not only that, all they're doing is making everybody asymptomatic. That's all it is. That's all that's happening. You getting the vaccination, your symptoms are going to be less. Isn't that the same thing that they were saying about people that are asymptomatic? You can't even tell that they have it. So you still can transmit it. You still can get sick. Where's the safety at? What is safe about it? I mean, I don't even see where that's even a topic of conversation. I think that it's more so about getting the masses to all do whatever the government says, regardless of whether or not it makes sense or not. It all seems a little strange. And just like, many people have said, you don't have to be a conspiracy theorist to see that there's something wrong with this scenario. What it is, maybe we know, maybe we don't know, but there's something wrong. I saw that Biden tried to get something passed that got shot down in Virginia.
I think I saw that too, or maybe
about the mandate, like a worldwide mandate, and it got shot down. And I think it's going to continue to get shot down because, again, I go back to the same thing. I don't see how you can use safe and vaccine in the same sentence. We're not having a conversation about prevention or lessening transmission. That's not what this conversation is about. It's about personal choice. You choose to get something because you feel as though it puts you in a better position for whatever your reasons are. And I choose not to do it because I feel as though it doesn't put me in a better position. It's just something else to inject into my body. That's my personal choice.
Right.
What about when we did have the conversation? So the prevention and all of that was supposed to be 6 feet apart and wear masks.
Right.
We kind of all laughed at that too, though.
You want me to respond to that? Okay. All right. So first of all, let's look at something. Majority of the people walk around without, what is it, the N95 mask? That's the first thing. If these little dumbass masks that we put on and cloths that you put over your face, fucking napkin you put over your face, were so successful, then why they don't wear them in the hospital? If that was so successful, then why is that not a part of the requirement in the hospital? Matter of fact, a friend of mine that works in the hospital told me that if they are caught walking around with something other than the N95 mask, that they will be written up for it, right? So here we are on the streets, and we don't have the N95 mask, nor are most people interested in buying a whole bunch of those types of masks. So the mask thing is a joke. I feel like the mask thing is a comfort blanket. It make people feel safe, so they got something to hold on to say I'm protected as long as I got this bang shit over top of my face. And that's cool. If that's what make you sleep better at night, then so be it. The 6 feet apart thing. So what happened to the whole idea that is transferred by, what was it, mucus or spit droplets? That was how they said it. So spit droplets, right? So we 6 feet apart. We got a mask on. Spit droplets are supposed to be how people are getting it. Well, if everybody's wearing a mask and there's such a requirement on the mask, how come people were still getting sick then? If it worked, how did that happen?
They weren't wearing a mask.
No.
And they weren't washing their hands.
This is what I said to somebody else that had the mask on, and I had the conversation with them about the mask. There was something I saw some years ago that was talking about how many times a person touches their face throughout the day, right?
I did it 20 times sitting here.
So what I want you to think about is you got the mask on. It's sliding down your face. You got glasses on. They're moving around your face. You're adjusting your mask. You're adjusting your glasses. You are taking the mask off to have a drink, which is also crazy. They tell you sit down at the table and you can take your mask off and eat at the table. But the waiter comes over. He has to hand you something. Are you going to wipe it off as soon as you get it from the waiter? No, you're not. You get it from McDonald's. Are you wiping off everything that they give you at McDonald's? Absolutely not. You're touching the doors. You're touching other things. And then what do? Touch your face. Yep. So everything that you thought that you were trying to avoid, you put on your face anyway. So I I just listen to this stuff and I just say to myself, yo, the government, there has to be somebody in the background laughing they ass off how this is going on. This is like a science experiment. Like, I swear this has got to be a science experiment. I've seen like little cartoons of how they convince monkeys that something is a problem, when in reality it wasn't a problem in the first place. Mm-hmm. And we just continue to go along with certain things, even though we know, intelligent people, even though we know in our heart of hearts it does not make sense. Yeah. Last night I was talking to a younger guy, and matter of fact, I wasn't even talking to him. Somebody else said something about the mask. He said, "You must believe that the mask work. I see you got the mask on." He said, "No, not really." He said, first thing is, me dying is not something that I'm afraid of. He said, the second thing is, I wear this mask because it makes other people feel comfortable. And that's my opinion too. Mm-hmm. I wear the mask because it makes other people feel comfortable. I don't want to have a long, drawn out conversation about why you don't have your mask up or why you don't have a mask on and all of that. So I just do it just to make other people feel comfortable. But I'm being a realist, being realist about this scenario. I still think the same thing. I think that everybody is going to experience COVID. That's my opinion. What happens to you when you experience it is the question. You can blame it on the people that are unvaccinated. You can blame it on the people that are vaccinated and causing other variants, because guess what? If you're vaccinated, that means that something has come into your body and tried to attack your body and couldn't do it. So because it couldn't do it, guess what it does? It creates a variant that's stronger than what you have in your body. So, it's 100 different ways that you can look at this. And not to get too far off a topic, I just feel like none of this stuff makes any sense. And we're just going along for the ride. And it is a ride. Remember years ago when people used to grab people and just slam them on the ground and say, "You gonna go for that ride?" That's where we're going. We're going for a hard ride right now. And I don't see any real resistance on a surface level. There are a lot of people that are rebelling against the mandate. And here's one other thing I want people to think about. If this was so good and made so much sense, how come you have doctors, you have other state and city workers, federal workers that have been at their job for decades, walking away from their job? You think it's just because they're asking, that they're mandating something? Is that what you really believe? There is something that we don't know, that has not been said, has not been opened up yet, that will come down the pipe years later, letting you know that if you took this vaccination back in 2021 and such and such, anal irritation or whatever happens.
Or something. We're close to that. They really are.
Yeah, but see, mark my words. This ain't gonna last long. This whole
if I run a company, do I not have the right to set the rules and the guidelines for my staff?
Absolutely, it's your company. You have the right to do that. But see, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna change this whole thing. What's gonna change this whole thing is the fact that if you put all these guidelines on people and saying that they can't come into your business, right, and they can't work for your business, right, if they aren't vaccinated, and you have so many people that are not getting vaccinated, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to make any money. So in the short run, it's going to weed out a lot of small business. Right. Once it starts weeding out a lot of these small businesses are going to say, "Hey, this shit don't make sense." Yep. Right. Hey, come on back in here. You want to work? Come on in here. I don't care nothing about you having no vaccine or none of that. Right. Dead urine in your veins and all that. You just come on in here and work for us. You good. You good to go.
Oh boy.
Because you're safe with the vaccine. Yeah, I always laugh, man. Like, you're so safe, but you got your mask up, hiked up to your eyeballs, and but you vaccinated though. You vaccinated.
And they be serious. Some of these people be serious about the damn mask.
I mean, the mask thing is, I think a big problem with our society is the fact that people don't adhere to like social contracts.
No.
Like, it's just little small things that's just like, No. Do you want to do it? No. Like, will it make somebody else feel like, all right, then just do it? And I'm not talking about going as far as getting vaccinated, but just like little stuff like.
But why do I have to do something to make somebody else comfortable if it makes me
because
uncomfortable?
Because if we all decided to take that approach to it, then we would just walk around and kill each other.
But that was why there was videos of people. Remember when the mask was first it was acquired? They were having a fit, literally. It was like they were having a fit. They were just like, I'm like, just put the damn cloth over your face and just shut up.
And I want to point out one other thing real fast. So Baltimore City has a mask mandate, but do you know that the rest of the counties do not? When I went down to North Carolina, majority of the places that I went to do not have a mask mandate. And in my mind, I'm saying to myself, I guess it's only in Baltimore City, huh?
No, here it goes up and down with like the city right outside of where we are. They just dropped their mandate.
COVID gone, right?
I mean, you've been watching these football games and shit. I thought we was in the clear. Everything back to normal.
But then it's just that it's a mandate. It's not a law. So technically, like, it's not illegal or nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so if you walk in a store without it, it's right. What they gonna do? Because it's
now. I will say this. I do know that some of the people that went to Vegas to the game were not allowed to actually go into the game because they weren't vaccinated. I do know that. So they had to. That's why I know that a couple people were watching it from the little tailgating thing outside at the pool with everybody else that's unvaccinated and swimming in the pool and drinking and having a great time watching the game. And I think I'm almost 99 to 100% sure they're still living. So, you know, whatever works for you. Put the dead urine in your arm and go on and watch the game. Shit. That make you feel better.
Not the deer urine.
What you call it? Deer urine again?
Or deer urine.
I mean, but this is the more subtle version. You should hear some of the shit he say to me about me when we just left on this.
I know you talking to the wrong person. Do the needs of many outweigh the needs of few?
Do the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few?
Nope. Apparently that's the way it feels.
Right.
So, that's a great question, and that's one of the conversations that they have when it comes to war. And truth be told, if you are against war, then you're against the idea of people being casualties just because they can't defend themselves. And in this particular situation, when you talk about the needs of many, if you're talking about as far as the vaccination is concerned, again, this conversation would only be valid if we're talking about prevention. Right. We are not talking about prevention. This has absolutely zero to do with prevention. And they've told you that it's not a secret. Nope. They've told you it has zero to do with prevention. It has something to do with your personal choice, saying that this is going to give you less symptoms. You have a better chance of survival if you take this. They ain't tell you all the other stuff that go along with it, but you have a better chance of survival. This variant,
right?
Keyword.
That's why you got to get the boosters. Keep getting the boosters for all the rest of the variants.
Right. This variant. This is going to be just like the flu. Every year, you're going to have. Matter of fact, they ain't even waiting a year. Every couple months, they're going to stick something in your arm and see which one make a horn grow out your head, and whatever one that is, that's the one they're going to keep using.
Bruh. I mean, hey.
I'm being funny, but I'm being serious. You know, I'm being funny because it's almost like a gut-wrenching scenario to me, and more so, in my opinion, just my opinion, it's more disheartening because of the older people that have sided with this. And when I say old, I'm talking about like the 60 and older, and they're trying to encourage the younger generation to be involved. Again, it's a personal choice. I don't care if you get it or you don't get it. But you're talking to me as if, if you don't get it, then master gonna come down and do something to my body. I just feel like it's crazy to me because you've seen how evil people can be. And you ain't got to be a conspiracy theorist. You don't have to believe nothing that I'm talking about or anybody else is talking about. But you have to say that there is something wrong with this scenario. This nigga crazy. But you have to say there's something wrong with this scenario. And even if you said to yourself, I don't know what to do, so what I'm going to do is stand still. Sometimes there is power in standing still. I'm not knocking what nobody else is doing. If you got to do what you got to do, you do what you got to do. But I'm going to do what I got to do too. And please don't try to convince me to do something that I feel as though is wrong. When I ask people, especially when it comes to the older generation, why they did it, they're going to give me everything but the real reason. They were afraid. Yeah. That's what it was. They were afraid. They were afraid to die. So they put something in their arm that the good old boss told them to put in their arm, and they're good with it. And I'm good with it too if that's what you want to do. But why can't you be good with it if I say I don't want to do it?
That's true. I forgot to send the link in the text for the show. Shit.
Lord, it's okay.
I'm terrible. Yo. My mother's gonna get the booster too. Yeah, I have no desire to get the booster, and I don't. And I've been like, kids been in school for what now? Back in school over a year now. Every day.
Yeah, every day now. Yeah,
every day in a class full of other kids, outside playing with their friends and around teachers. Yeah, I don't have no desire to get my kids the vaccination. Right. That's my choice, and I can really give two shits if somebody likes it or not. I chose to get it. I took one for the team for my fam, but that's me.
I took one with you.
I mean, eventually we jumped on board, but I did it first.
Right.
But my kids.
Rudy told me let your ass just shrivel up.
I believe it.
I was like, no, y'all ain't doing that.
I believe it. He wants the insurance money too.
He said you already fucked up the godwife situation. He was like, you fucked up the godwife situation, putting all that what is it, horse urine in your body.
But no, my mom is 73, so she's from that era of whatever the doctor says, shoot it up. If it's horse urine, moose urine, it must be good because the doctor says.
Especially if they have other ailments, it's like in their mind, it's the protection.
It's fear.
Yeah.
I mean, if you know you older and you done already had a couple things going on, you might got
right. You don't want
like my grandmother got
added.
asthma, and she got so. I mean,
anything added is a fear of a takeout. So they're gonna do whatever they can to protect them. And I'm like I said, I think my mother just got hers actually.
The booster?
I think so. But you know what I mean? She got to do what's best for her. You know what I mean? I didn't say anything about it.
Right.
What you was gonna say?
Again, to each his own. If you want to take it, that's great. I'm glad that you feel confident in it.
And that's fine, Rich, because they can stay home.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fine with me, because then that means
if someone in school is in the school and they have COVID-19, your child will have to stay home if they are in contact with the person.
In Baltimore County. And I think it's here too, which is fine with me, because if they in contact, then that means I'm in contact. So that means I get to not go to work.
And that's all you people. Like it's been a big ass vacation these last 2 years. People done got a couple dollars.
We about to go back to work
for like one day a week. Like that ain't real work.
First of all, I do real work. Brother,
I'm just saying.
Don't catch a case on your show, okay?
I'm just saying.
My forehead shiny.
What are you doing?
My forehead is shiny.
So again, back to what you was talking about the requirements. Does a business have the right to choose if they want their employees to be vaccinated? They got the right to choose that. They definitely have the right to choose that. And I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Here's my thing about that. I want them to keep that same energy when they take the mandate down. All those people that you fired, all those people you ain't allowed to come in your store, keep that same energy. Go ahead and close down, because we ain't supporting you no more. That's how you felt about it. You let those people that were good to you and also were a part of this, whatever it is that you were doing, and they believed in whatever your product and believed what you were doing.
Yep.
Go ahead and close down because we're not coming in no more. We're gonna go to the new places that's gonna start up, or the places that didn't have that same mandate. And I'm just, that's just my opinion. Now, you got those firefighters in New York. I saw what the guy said. He said New York gonna burn down. He said because we're not gonna answer none of the calls. Now I don't know if they bet on that or how that turned out at this point, but all I can say is somebody right and somebody's wrong. Mm-hmm. And taking a person's choice away, again, we're not talking about prevention, is wrong. Period. There's no way you can dress it up. Taking their choice away is wrong. We're not talking about prevention. This is not what this is about. That's like saying everybody need to take AIDS medication today. Why? For what? It's not going to prevent me. Is it going to prevent me from getting it? No. It's just going to let you live with it. Well, what the fuck? What don't even take it for then? I'll take it if it happened. That don't make sense. And if somebody told you that, that's exactly what your response would be. But because this situation is different, or it appears to be different, or was dressed up to be different, let me ask y'all a question, just out of curiosity. When the last time you heard of somebody dying from the flu?
Long time ago.
Guess don't nobody die from the flu no more, huh?
Everything COVID related now.
When you look at the numbers show differently, but they're not talking about it.
People still die.
Right, they're not advertising it.
Yeah, it's just everything is COVID related now.
You mean recently or ever?
It was a few times years ago.
But the thing is, you don't hear about it. They're too busy. They're too busy of COVID in everybody.
Right.
Right. So
the people who died from COVID, actually, a lot of the people all died because they had something else going on with them.
Underlying ailment.
I'm not going to say that there was nobody that was healthy because, there are stories of healthy people, but the majority had underlying ailments. So it wasn't just COVID that took them out. It was everything.
Right.
Hey, G.
Hey.
I can't hear you, bro.
You're on mute.
You look like your son.
I don't want to hear that bullshit. I've been sitting there waiting 45 minutes for a motherfucking text to come out. And I gotta text the boss to even get into the meeting.
Oh my God.
Sorry, bastard. I'm looking at the show. I'm looking at. I told the motherfucker I was coming back. I was out for a week and a half, and this how you do me. He gave my seat up and shit.
Right. So that was my point. Just to be clear, the reason why I said that you don't hear about people dying from the flu, or when was the last time you heard somebody die from the flu, is because they don't even discuss that anymore. Everything is labeled to be one thing, and that's it. An example that you gave NJ Rich about insurance, about the vaccine being like insurance, like when you drive or home. The difference is you know what you're being protected for. You know what you're being protected. You know what is being protected, and it has nothing to do with your life. This is something totally different. This is a totally different conversation. When you talk about, like, I guess for me, just knowing I only get one body, I can't go buy another one. Mm-hmm. I can't alter this. I don't have the money to get surgery to remove a lung or a kidney or an enlarged heart or something like that. So I don't want to take gambles that could potentially put me in a position where I have to try to figure out how I'm gonna live. I've seen people that are barely hanging on by a thread, and they just so happen, whether they got money or not, determines what type of quality of life they have. And I just don't want to put myself in that type of position.
So you ain't got it?
Oh, fuck no.
So in 2021, between September 28th, 2020 and May 22nd, 2021, there were 1,675 respiratory specimens tested by the U.S. clinical laboratories were positive for an influenza virus. And that was about 0.2% of the 800,939 specimens that were tested.
So what about the deaths? Right.
Shit, if they just saying 1,600 people out of 800,000.
That's because they talk the rest of them up as COVID.
That's COVID.
Yeah, I know.
COVID.
And I mean, I've had a conversation with somebody that worked at a hospital, and she told me that her supervisor called her and told her if anybody comes in with flu-like symptoms to label them as COVID, because the hospitals were getting money for having COVID patients. So,
and I heard that too, because doctors had to go back and change. Had to go and change some death certificates and all of that initially said COVID, and that really wasn't the cause of death. I saw a video.
Yeah, Medicare was paying extra money for COVID patients.
Money bag, yo.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to another subject. You are tuned into the Cooley and the Gang Show live every Tuesday night, 6 p.m. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Big G is in the building.
Baby.
I'm back. Hey, let me hold up. Now, hold on. Let me tell you what's funny real fast, right? So the other day I saw somebody's father, and he was cool as shit. And I texted him and told him that I saw their father and how much cooler their father was than them. And then I don't get no text today.
So what that tell?
Petty motherfucker.
Oh, it was an honest mistake, yo. I really
right. Okay. It's just real. It's just it's.
Mary said the same thing. She was like, "It's not text." I emailed her like, I don't know why she was looking for a text.
It's just funny that, like I said, I saw somebody's father yesterday and told him how cool the father was, and then the son don't want to hit me back.
My bad. That was definitely blame my mind, not my heart, brother.
Yeah.
Everybody for checking in with us. What you about to hit me with now? What else I do?
No, nothing. I got a couple questions for you, but we'll talk about it.
Did you bring your doctor's note? Because you missed like 3 days. Anytime you miss,
I missed. No. You missed 2 days. You missed 3 days. If you don't have a note, you get a letter of warning or some shit, right?
Let me go check the HR file. Wayne, if you want, send me the HR file. Well, our special guest is in the building. Special guest host Nellz is in the building.
What's up? Sorry I'm late, y'all. Sorry I'm late. Baltimore traffic is the worst.
Don't worry, you didn't miss much yet. We didn't. I saved all the good shit until you got here. So
Professor ain't take that.
Nah, he was late. He just got here too. We appreciate you. We definitely appreciate you. I think I only told you about 16 times that I was going to get you on the show, and then I finally remembered and got all my shit together. And I got a
busy man, y'all. Hey, listen, I see all these all-star guests y'all be having on here, man. I gotta roll with that.
Nah, don't give him no pass. Don't give him no pass. He don't get no pass. No pass at all. You talking about Mike? He gonna fuck something up between now and tomorrow.
Y'all hard on the brother, yo.
We probably not even airing right now. We probably just on.
You only did that one time, though. That only happened once, yo. Was that me?
No, that was me.
All right, so let's move on to the next topic. So the professor sent me this. So there's should I just play it or do I need to preface it?
Play it.
So this is the Joe Budden clip. Let's see if I can share my screen. Y'all let me know y'all can hear it and all that stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Let's play this Joe Budden clip. Oh shit, it's already playing. Shannon, don't be a G.
Earlier today, CEO of the LGBTQ+ organization Relationship Unleashed, Gwendolyn D. Clemens, revealed that she and others from the nonprofit signed off on the baby's appearance at Rolling Loud, New York this past weekend. Fam, you got to get okayed by the gays to perform?
I'm bisexual.
Hey, it's okay now. You got okayed? You got okayed?
How do I spread this news? How do I spread the word?
I think you got to call the CEO.
Yo,
Yeah,
listen.
You got to make sure it's okay.
I like guys and girls. Spread the word. I'm down.
Remember, this was the first. Things are coming full circle for the baby.
So that was Joe Budden. Now,
I think he's being an ass.
Yeah, because that's the.
First of all, I wouldn't play like that, but I think he's being an ass.
Now, if you didn't see, 50 Cent brought the baby out during his Rolling Loud performance. Personally, I thought 50 just went hard. It was being 50. I didn't know that it got okayed on. There was levels of okaying it before it could happen. Like
So
that's
do the baby know he got okayed, or just like
he must? He gotta know.
Yeah.
If he don't, then Joe, he know now. Shoot.
I didn't know like they had a president. Like that's.
I didn't know either.
Right, that's crazy. Like, who is running this? That they got that much power right now? It's a lot of money over there.
Is Obama still our president?
I was thinking, like, who our president?
It's a lot of money over there.
And I actually listened to the radio when I take Aiden to let's see, work. That nigga ain't got no job, to school in the morning, and they were talking about it on the radio that he'd been okayed, and you know they pretty much accepted him back and they were still mad at
somebody tell Daryl, do your Googles. You let us know if it's true or not.
That he's that they have okayed him back in
into society,
I guess. But they were still mad at what's the face?
Dave
Chappelle. And then they on top of that they dropped the fact that he was supposed to be bisexual, but they didn't play the clip, so I didn't hear the clip.
Now I know Joe was being facetious. I know he was just.
Joe's like, how can I get accepted in the world?
but like, who said that? Like, I wouldn't say I wouldn't play like that. But I understand what he was saying. Like, I mean, if you want to be successful and you want to get by, then
say you buy.
Say you bars.
if you want to get bars.
That's what I'm about.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
That's what
No.
So, I mean, what do you all think? Like, I mean, we've gotten to a certain point. I mean, can you really be mad? I mean, if you get your numbers up and you get the votes and you can control things, I mean.
Well, I mean, I understand what he was doing, if that's the route he want to take, but being realistic, it's not like you can just say you are something and that just works that way. I mean, clearly.
Because it seems like nowadays, like if
no, the people that said that they are in that category definitely have a
have shown proof.
Yeah, we definitely have some tangible evidence that they're into some different activities.
Right.
But you can't just say that you are something and that be the end of the conversation and you just go along with it. But I don't know, man. It's a shame that we even got to have a conversation like this. He got to get G-check to go to a show and do the show. Now, I think this is like the start of what we're gonna start seeing happen.
Right.
We're gonna start seeing this happen across the board with many different things.
So, question: was the baby canceled only on Rolling Loud, or was he canceled?
No, he lost a lot of shows.
He lost a lot of endorsements.
So now, because the LGBTQ has accepted him back into their limelight, that means that everybody they give an okay for everybody else.
I don't think he's been accepted back into line. He's been given a grace, extended a courtesy.
Like a pardon.
I mean, that's basically what it is.
So he's been pardoned by one group that controls everything.
That's some gangster shit right there.
That's some motherfucking power.
That's some gangster shit right there.
I don't think it's power or gangster. I think motherfuckers is just afraid to be looked at fucked up. I feel like fuck them. You don't stop. If you don't want to come to my show, then don't come to my show. If you don't want to listen to what I got to say, then don't listen to what I got to say. Fuck you. I don't feel like I should have to change who I am in order to be accepted by a group of people that don't fuck with me. Like even with the Dave Chappelle thing, if you're gonna pay to go see the show, if you're gonna talk bad about the man, at least go see what the show was about. Let me get your money before you cancel me. Don't come try to cancel me for free. Yeah, I just feel like fuck them. And fuck anybody that don't want to be a part of whatever I have going on. I don't feel like I should have to be accepted into doing a concert or something. It takes you back to like some slavery shit. Like I want a nigga pie. How much for one of them nigga pies over there? I gotta get accepted to get a nigga pie. Like nah.
Go ahead, Nellz.
The thing that baffled me about this, right? You knew who he was before you came. You paid your money and came to the show that you decided to go to on your own, but now I'm offended.
Exactly.
How they say on social media, when you see something you don't agree with or you don't like, keep scrolling.
Yeah.
How's that any different? Oh, I'm mad because I paid to come to your show and I ain't like what you said. Why'd you come to my show? You know who I am.
Right.
And you know what I'm going to say.
Right.
Let me propose a question to you all.
Yes.
So you got somebody like so you got the baby. I think we all know that if the baby would have kind of stood and been like, screw it, he could have still made money.
Hell yeah, because
it may not have been the type of money he wanted to make, but he still definitely could have made money. And from what I can see is a lot of people will, at a certain point, there's never enough money. I think that's how you can just tell the difference between like a KRS-One and I would say the baby.
It's not enough money for what?
For you. Like at what point is there enough for you? Like if I went from making 100,000 a show to now it's a little small and I'm getting maybe 30 to 40 or 50 a show, but I'm doing still a nice amount of shows, so I'm making a substantial amount of money, but I might not be able to.
So I just got to work a little harder in order to get the money that I've been getting.
Get what I want, or I can kind of sell myself. I can not sell. I can alter my views to go along to get along and get more money.
Conform, yeah.
Yeah, so that's like what did they say? Gay for pay? You want to be
for the mask or the whatever?
Yeah,
whatever it is.
Yeah. So you gay for pay then? You gonna play gay just so you can get paid a bigger bag?
Mister.
Nah.
Should I call you Mister?
Yeah, nah.
You
So I gotta. Yeah, I'm good. I'm out. I'm just gonna get my $30,000 for the niggas that like to stand on the corner and just like listen to my music instead of going to the drag queen concert. Nah, I can't do it.
They become bullies now, man. That whole community.
Does it seem like that's what the baby did? Did he?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he definitely copped the deuce. I mean,
he didn't apologize or anything. He just showed up at a show.
No, he definitely apologized. He definitely had to do something or say something. Yeah, you got to be.
Yeah.
So all right. So on the flip side of that, I keep hearing about Lil Boosie and Lil Nas X. Like, why are you like? I can't put.
Boosie went a little too. He went.
It's too much energy. Like he's putting too much energy into this young man.
Really?
I mean, he's weird. He's definitely weird, but I don't care. Like, why do you care that much?
We all went to school with the one weird kid. Like we knew he was weird, but we ain't really fuck with him every day, all day. We just like, oh man, that's just just being Jason and shit. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, he is giving him a little. But Boost, that last post that Boosie put out talking about kill yourself and like that was just a little like, all right, you ain't gotta go that hard.
Well, Boosie really can't say nothing.
The daddy and everybody jumped in it.
Right.
Well, your parents, your family's going to defend you to a certain.
Right.
That's just natural, but I don't know. I don't know much about that, but
I could care less.
I feel like if we stay on this subject any longer, we're going to lose another YouTube channel, and I think
Especially the way
I'm going to conform.
His rhymes over there.
Put your sound back up, yo.
Well, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do what Joe Button did.
No.
Go ahead.
That's why me and you got a problem, yo.
You done lost your damn mind.
Motherfucker.
Put your sound up again. Just go ahead and put the sound up.
All right, so I got this from well, no, I can't show it that way. I'm gonna have to show y'all this a different way. So Baltimore, we were supposed to talk about this a while ago, where Hogan came out. Why is this? Hogan came out about refund the police. Did y'all see that article or catch it
I
on
saw the press
WJZ?
conference.
You said you saw it?
I watched the press conference.
Okay, all right. Let's and it was 3 screen stills that I want to pull
This
up.
finna be good right here.
Oh,
It's fitting.
it's fitting, yeah.
Sound like your God does.
Right.
Fitting, everything fitting.
Oh, Mike, what's taking so long, y'all?
I told you.
All right, so the first still, we need to refund the police. Digs at Baltimore, Governor Larry Hogan's taking digs at Baltimore. Governor Larry Hogan said Friday. This was not this Friday. This was October the 15th. The state will add $150 million in funding for police. All right, still number 2. Don't y'all be reading my personal information right here. Glad I ain't got my.
Even see.
Refund the police plan. So this is the plan. Let's see if I can get a little bigger for y'all so y'all can really see it. So this would be the plan. Refund the police plan. Here's how the bulk of that $150 million will be budgeted. $50 million for pay raises and bonuses, $45 million for local recruitment, $24 million for accountability fund, $14 million for the victim services, and $10 million for neighborhood safety. I'm not really clear on what the neighborhood safety would be. Is that like more like investing in
cameras?
Watch. We're gonna
that's a lot of money just to walk around with a fucking flashlight.
I'm joking.
All right, so do y'all want to go? Y'all want me to do all the stills first?
Go ahead.
I think that, yeah.
Still 3 was a quote.
We can't see it.
Stand in.
Oh.
Don't be a Rudy. You can be a me.
Don't be that
guy. This is a quote from Brandon Scott. Tackling violence in Baltimore requires vast coordination among state and federal partners, not tactless finger pointing.
It's your fault. No, it's your fault.
It is somebody's fucking fault at the end of the day. I mean, somebody got if you take a position of authority over a city, a country, or whatever, if shit ain't going right, you sitting at the top, so it's your fucking fault.
Brandon said, "Don't point fingers. Let's just work together."
All right, so is this plan? Is this a good plan? What do you all think? Let's look at the budget.
But it ain't really
where's the training?
Ain't no just throwing money at it. They still ain't came up with a plan.
Right.
Right, and there ain't no money in there for training police.
Exactly.
You don't see nothing in there that says anything about police and neighborhood communication.
So that's why I keep asking, what is this $10 million for neighborhood safety?
Probably like beat cops, trying to get like cops walking the neighborhoods again.
Is it invested into the community, like with the
high crime
programs and kids like kids and Rex? Is that what the $10 million is for?
But
what did they say on the press conference?
Is it $10 million for everybody or just Baltimore?
What happened with the PAL centers and stuff like that?
So it must be like 1 or 2 a section open.
I think this was just strictly Baltimore, right? This was the plan
for
Baltimore City. Yeah, this money was for Baltimore City.
So let's see. Vance said, "Yeah." Hogan reminded everybody that he's a Republican, and Rich said, "No money for training, no money for services to the community, no money for services for mental health."
Right.
All of the hot areas where money should have been thrown.
All the hot topics.
Psychology. We need some psychologists.
Yeah. So like it's like they said, like you're showing that you're going to get the money, but how is the money going to be used? Like, what are you going to do with these monies in these areas? in these areas, like I said, what's the plan?
And what's the bonuses for? Like,
that's for more hiring. That's to entice more people.
If you stay a certain 6 months, a year, or however they doing the increments.
Nellz, you are a guest. You are a resident. Is he froze? No, he ain't. Oh,
no, I'm not froze.
He looked like he was.
I was like, so
that's my all look in this thinking that that's going to actually mean something. That money is for how many more black people they can kill in our streets and get away with it.
Exactly.
Accountability fund. So we ain't got to go in our own pockets and pay for it. We already got this money set aside because we know you're going to do something stupid.
to pay out. Yeah, and
Right.
that's a lot of money in the accountability fund.
That is.
They're gonna be using it. They're gonna be using it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, the biggest thing that should have been on there should have been mental health and training for these officers before they become officers. You know, before they get unleashed on the streets and become attack dogs. Like, you got to understand the mentality. You need to find out, are these guys racist before they even step on it? Are they shoot first mentality? Are they afraid of what they're doing?
Exactly.
Because the first thing they do, they a lot of these officers join just because they finally get to be looked at with some respect and have some authority.
What we have said all over and over again.
Authority.
So that should all jump into that 45 million on that local recruitment.
And how many of them abuse that? 60-70%. I can't say all of them because I haven't met all of them, but a lot of them. Look at simple stuff like this. They no strawberry lights on. They stop in the middle of the street, just sit there in the middle of traffic. You know, you do think your job is to represent the word of the arm of the law, but yet y'all do stuff against the law just because. Oh, I'm a police officer, I can do this. But if I was the guy sitting in the middle of the street, you're gonna write me a ticket. I'm just here just to be here. I feel like stopping and talking to somebody, so I'm gonna do what I feel like. You know what I mean? That mentality goes. If they should be held at a higher standard because their job is actually to represent that. How can you chastise me for something that you do? But I digress.
He done adjusted his seat.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh no. Professor.
I knew it, Professor.
Professor.
So, a couple of things. First thing is, I saw a different breakdown than what you just posted. I saw something that was a little more in depth, and what I saw actually had training and something else in it. Is training important? Absolutely. Do I think they need to refund the police? Absolutely. Do I think that there is better leadership that's needed? Like Brandon Scott talking about finger pointing? Yeah, because the finger will be pointed at his ass, and in my opinion, some other people. I ain't even gonna do that. Some other people, right? And leadership does need to be changed. One of the problems, and I always bring this up every time we talk about police, ever since the Freddie Gray case, things have changed in Baltimore. We have seen something totally different ever since that scenario took place. Going forward since then, police have taken a hands-off approach with everything. I think that, again, my opinion, handcuffing police officers was the wrong thing to do. That's my opinion. Do I think that killing unarmed people, period, is wrong? Absolutely. I don't even think that needs to be a discussion. I mean, that's known. But I also think that you have to have necessary evils in these types of scenarios. Does it need to go so far as somebody getting killed or put in the hospital, some shit like that? No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But we've all been if you've been in the streets at all, you already know that there was always this one officer that you just did not want to deal with. Not because necessarily he was going to whip your ass. He might just lock you up and have you sitting in central bookings for the night or the whole weekend. Or he just make it hard for you while you out there that entire night. So instead of dealing with that type of attitude or that type of scenario, you got off the block. One of the reasons why we have, just in my opinion, one of the reasons why we have a lot of these killings here in Baltimore City is because there's nobody in control. Who is controlling the streets right now? I could walk right down to Lexington Market right now. There's a police car sitting in the middle of the street, and there's 100 niggas standing outside. I walk past people, that's all they saying. I got perks, I got weed, I got boots. They don't know who I am, and they don't care if I'm a police officer. They don't care if the police officer's sitting right there, see him do it. It doesn't even matter. They got chairs set up out there. I walked past there the other day, 10 o'clock at night. The girl got a fold-out chair sitting in front of the store, selling pills and selling weed right out front the store. There is no control in the city at all, and it's apparent that there's no control. So you ask yourself a question: who's going to be in control? Go ahead, Nellz.
See, but there's a different side to that. You know what I mean? As far as it was a specific time when the streets policed themselves also. Certain shit you couldn't do. But see, they was on this mission to go get all the bigger guys, the OGs or whatever, that had left mayhem in his wake. You know what I'm saying? Because you couldn't do certain shit on the block. You couldn't come around here with that stupid shit when you had real OGs out there. You know what I mean? Since they wanted to attack and do all these special task forces and all of this other shit, and get all the guys that controlled a lot of the violence, because mind you, all this shit's been going on for over 20, 30 years. I'm in my 40s. I used to be one of the niggas that was out there. I know it was. But certain shit couldn't happen. You know what I mean? Because the first thing they did was, when they knew who your boss was, they pulled up and they said, listen, don't let me call such and such told y'all. Look, we try to make money, we try to make noise. And they kept control of that. Now, your fucking OGs is wearing tight jeans and purses and hanging out here with the kids too now.
Yeah.
And all of that was going on, it's been going on.
All right, so I'm sorry. Go ahead, now.
Go ahead.
So I found a deeper breakdown of the funds. So and this is from governor.maryland.gov. So 120 million for state and local police agencies, 45 million to increase police aid to local jurisdictions by 50% statewide, including a pro rata share for Baltimore City. 50 million for salary increases and hiring bonuses to ensure competitive compensation at state police agencies. So that wasn't even going to the city. That's for state police agencies. 24 million to create new accountability resources fund, which will be used to provide more body cams, de-escalation training, and other critical tools for state and local police agencies. So there is money going into training, about 24 million. $1 million for the Maryland Chiefs of Police Association and the Maryland Sheriff's Association to further expand operational training and support. 10 million for safer neighborhoods and neighborhood safety grants through the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development Main Street Maryland program to support hardware upgrades, lighting, cameras, and increased security services for community organizations, business districts, and main streets. 100% state funded match for all Crime Stoppers rewards that lead to arrest. So if you snitch, you get extra money. You get a stimulus now if you snitch.
That's always been too.
That's crazy.
20 million for victim protection, 14 million in American Rescue Plan Act funds to restore drastic cuts by Congress to Victims of Crimes Act, funding for victim service providers. So there is money. So allocated in the 24 million, it does say will be used to provide more body cams, de-escalation training, and other critical tools for state and local police agencies. So there is some training in there. So now that we see that there's some training in there, does that change anybody's opinion on it?
Not at all.
No.
I knew he was going to say that.
So let me ask the question. What is the answer then? Because policing ourselves is out of the question. So what is the answer?
Truthfully, until one, it doesn't even start with the police though. It starts in our homes. We gotta fucking control our kids. Mm-hmm. You got so many parents nowadays that they're their kids' friends, or they still competing in the same genre that their kids are in. You can't do that. You can't keep rewarding these kids for absolutely nothing, and then thinking when they're adults now, because they, you buying them $200, $300 tennis shoes and $1,500 phones, and they can't even get a fucking C average in school or go to school for that matter. But then now they out here in the streets, and they used to shit coming just like that, just like that. The first thing they're gonna do is look for that fast money. You know what I'm saying? And then they see their peers don't have no respect for nobody. So what they do? They gonna play the same way to fit in. If we don't have control of our households first, it's gonna run wild outside. So we can't just always put it on the police to police our children, and we not doing it. Because the first thing we say is, my baby don't do that. We sitting there, we pushing them along and helping them along with it. And I ain't even gonna lie to you. My mother was one of them. You know what I'm saying? She was gonna make sure I was all right. Listen, not my baby. And I was in the streets heavy. It took me a minute to get my life together, but even still, my mother was gonna watch my back, regardless. Not that she raised me wrong or nothing like that. I made a choice. But
Right.
They don't teach these kids, excuse me, the accountability to actually pull them back in and have control of them.
Right.
If once they unleash, that's just what it is.
The parents is definitely a different breed of parents than our parents. That's for sure. Yes, and I joke with Mike, and I think we have a good reign on our kids, but I even still be like, yo, we some punk ass parents.
Because especially when it comes to that little one.
The
little one. Huh?
G.
Huh?
Get it out, yo. All right, then.
The little one.
I ain't even gonna lie, G. I ain't even gonna lie. She's really starting to get on my fucking nerves at this point.
The little one? Yeah.
It's bad, yo.
G, want to know why? You want to know why? He discovered he doesn't like himself.
Yeah, I saw, but you did that, yo. You did that, though, Mike. I saw that when she was little.
Thank you. She's just like him.
When she was little. Yeah, I seen it already. And I still think about that laptop. I was thinking about that iPad with the lotion. I mean,
but yeah, we are. I mean, the things that I watch. My mother lives with us, and I watch my mother sometimes and how I discipline my kids, and I watch her side eye me because it wasn't how she did me.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
truth be told, she's a little lighter than I am. Like
now I am.
I will
but
smack the
that's
shit
because
out
I had
of
to
you just off
change.
a GP. Like,
I had to change.
If I don't
how
like it, I'm gonna pop you. I'm a little different with a girl because I don't want to instill that to her. Like,
it's all right to get hit.
Yeah, but I got like this guy just pop. I did pop her once not too long ago because her mouth just got so far. Like, and I kept saying like, yo, you need to relax. Like, I don't like the way you do that. And she did it one time and poof, it just happened real quick. And I said, God, I can see how it happened.
You didn't pop her though. You didn't pop her. You probably was like, eh.
I popped her, and then she tried to play it out later, and she was like, I said, don't make me have to pop you in your mouth again. And she was like, when did you hit me? I said, oh.
Yeah, I believe it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm definitely hard on the boys.
Mike. She was gaslighting you.
Yeah, you didn't hit her.
Hard on the boys though, and she would cringe at how I would discipline the boys. So
until Frank got old, he disciplined your ass.
Frank probably whooping his ass.
Go the fuck upstairs. I told you stop talking to me like that. Better go get some rest.
They're your friends.
The point is, parenting is not easy these days, and we have become a little bit lenient as parents.
I can't agree with you on that, Mike. I don't think it's easier these days. I think now the people that are parents.
I'm sorry, harder. Parenting is harder these days with social media.
It's not that hard. I just think that the quality of parents is just turned to shit. They don't have to do anymore.
You have to do more now.
No, you do less. If you're a parent, if you're a parent, you do less now.
No,
he said you need to be doing more.
The policing level of a parent now is more than it was with my mother. My mother,
no, it should be.
Take the TV out the room and that was it. Now you got a TV.
I think that's what he means, G. I think that's what he means, that it should be. Even but they're not doing that.
Kids are kids having babies. You know what I'm saying? They're children. And they were so anxious to run away and be grown-ups that they don't know how to be grown-ups. And they having babies. And the first thing is, I'm grown, I can do what I want. And they go do as a kid that they wanted to get away from their parents to do, and then now their kids is doing the same shit.
I'll agree with you to a certain extent, right? Because I got a 7-year-old that I take to school every day. And all of that is kind of true. A lot of it is. But it's a lot of older people that have kids that don't want to fucking discipline them now. So it's kids, it's people like I'm 40. I got a 7-year-old son that I don't fucking want to deal with. You know, the little motherfucker every morning is something. I got too much stress in my life to be dealing with this little nigga, right? But he mine. But there's a lot of people that that's 40 that have little kids that's growing up to be shit. I see it every day. It's kids at school now that's like in the 6th grade smoking Black and Miles on the corner with the vice principal on one side and the principal over there, and nobody said anything. So a lot of these kids are older people that have kids that don't want to be bothered with their kids. It's some of them, and some of them are babies that's having more babies, and there's no big mamas in the house. Big mama will whoop your ass for whatever she saw. So it's kind of fucked up, and it does start in the home. But I'm not even worried about the kids that's coming up that's gonna be fuck ups. It's the kids that's already here and the younger adults that's fucking up already. I saw the little story about the 18-year-old kid that tried to steal an ATM. He didn't learn that on his own. He heard from another motherfucker that seen another motherfucker, and it's an older nigga that's stealing fucking ATMs. So I could do the same thing. So I just think that we haven't grasped the concept of the children being the future for us. We don't really give a fuck. Because again, like I said, I'm 40 years old. I got a 7-year-old son. I don't feel like being bothered with him. That's not. I'm joking about that, but that's the way it's going. That's the way it's going, and that's kind of fucked up. And that's where we're getting stuck at. Now you're getting all these. Like I said, the kids are just getting worse.
Linnea, what's on your mind? Look like you.
I was just saying I was just thinking about. I knew what G meant because I have a 7-year-old son, but he's active. So I think about my childhood and how my parents they was trying to interact with me and my sister. So, but they were kind of like in their in their 40s. So I get that. It's kind of like, okay, y'all go down the basement, go out in the yard. You know, not to go out, get out of the yard. You stay in the yard and just tire yourselves out. And that's all we just have to do as parents is we need to interact while they're 7 and going up. You just going to have to get out of it. You just got to get out of that lazy mode. I get it.
Check their phones.
I get it. My son, no, I'm still on the fence about giving him a phone. I'm about to be embarrassed and give him a flip phone. I know. I used to work for AT&T. I can find a hookup. I said,
I'm gonna tell you right now, if he's 7 years old, he already got a phone. You don't even know it. Listen.
What would a 7-year-old need with a phone though? And see, that's what a lot of parents are doing. They thinking
everybody got one, so
right.
No. I'm telling you,
I got one, so we gotta get you one.
But he's
right. What you just said is part of the problem right there. Everybody else got something. You know, you don't want your
that's the mindset of people. That's right.
You don't want your kid to stand out. No, I want my kid to stand out. I don't want you to be a clone of everybody else. You ain't got to do something because everybody else do it. So and we bundle it in. We buy them the same things. Let them treat the same way. And what they do, they all turn out to assholes.
But if he's 7, he got a phone. You just don't know. And he probably got like an iPhone 30, and you don't even know it.
iPhone 30.
And he's 7. Real fast. I gotta get ready to leave in a minute. But as far as the police thing, I really don't have anything to say about the police. I do feel like I think from the beginning, and Rudy, we always go back and forth about the police. That's why I wanted to hear what he had to say, because every time somebody say fuck 12, they be the same ones calling the police when somebody breaking into their car and shit. But I feel like the commissioner is not doing his job. And I've been saying this from the beginning. When they went and got that motherfucker from Louisiana, I knew he was coming just for the money. If you look at all the past commissioners we've had, they've given them buku dollars, and the crime rate goes up, and up. If they took some of that money from just like they getting like signing bonuses, these motherfuckers are getting like NBA deals to come and police a county or a city or whatever and can't get the job done. Like, at what point do you say something's wrong? The motherfucker we hired isn't doing what we need him to do. This nigga lied on his resume.
That's what the guy did before him. And he got taxes.
For taxes, right. So I feel like that right there would take, if you take some of that money from him, you can put money in other places. And Rudy always talks about following the money. And when the money doesn't get used, what happens to the money that's not used? Where does that money go? At the end of the day, you're gonna be looking for this. You're gonna be looking for $14 million at the end of the year. And you know, you don't know who's going to have that money. So I don't feel like the money is the problem. I don't think nobody should defund or refund or any of that shit for the police. At the end of the day, you need the police. And it sounds fucked up. And like I said, I'll scream fuck 12 with you all day. But if somebody breaks into my car, I'm calling the police. You can't. I don't think there is a fix. There's nothing that can fix what's going on today. You want to police each other, and Nellz, I listen, man. I'm so glad to have you on the show. I don't think you understand that I've been fighting the professor by myself because as much as me and him fight, Mike cop reducing shit. Mike won't put the sign up, or he'll turn everybody's microphone off, or delete the videotape and shit like that. Yeah, so Nellz, I appreciate having you. I thank you for everything that you said, Professor. We're gonna whoop your ass next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, I'll see y'all again. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have an answer. I don't really like I said, I have no answer. And changing the narrative, I'm tired of hearing that shit again.
Shirts are on sale, by the way.
Yeah, that's what's up, because I need one. And another thing, before I go about these shirts, why the fuck do the bigger shirts I gotta pay an extra couple dollars for? I mean, what the fuck? A 2X and a 3X is the same thing.
We ever discuss family business off air, yo?
Oh, all right, my bad. Okay. I apologize. All right, scratch, rewind and take, Mike. You can delete that and shit. So, but yeah, y'all have a good night, man. Love y'all. Love the conversation. Yeah, fuck you, Mike. I'll talk to y'all later. Be safe. Enjoy the rest of y'all week. Now getting his ass though, y'all. I'm about to leave, so I'm about to listen. Get in the professor ass. I can't be here.
I got you.
I'll text or something and shit.
I got you though.
Yeah. Get in his ass. All right, y'all be safe.
All right. So all right, so let's because I see the time is running, and this video, the first video I have about critical race theory is
long shit.
No, it's not long. The first one is moderate, but it is supposed to break down exactly what we're going to be getting into. So now, we want to talk about critical race theory in school. Good, bad. Don't tell us yet how you feel about it, but I'll go ahead and play this clip real quick. And I do got this clip. I saved it, and it's got a big W on it. Sandy, you just
playing now.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, I just
want to make sure, yo.
Once again, these are your friends.
I don't know that.
I see it now.
Basic definitional question. When you hear critical race theory over and over again, what should people understand? How do you define CRT?
So I first want to just make a distinction between CRT, which is a theoretical framework that I learned in graduate school and read about in graduate school, versus teaching about race and racism in American history critically. So critical race theory is a framework. It's a theoretical framework that was developed in the 1980s by legal scholars to help us understand how it is that structural and racial disparities endure in our society, and how that is actually engendered in some of our laws and policies. And so the idea was to get us to think systemically, as opposed to just thinking that racism manifests by individuals just mistreating each other, that there are actual structures in our society that create these different kinds of racial gaps and racial disparities economically, in terms of housing, in terms of education. And so that's what they do, is that they actually show us how the law, how laws that are supposed to be neutral actually can promulgate or support racial disparities. That's a theoretical framework. I think what we're talking about today, though, is some contestation and conflict over how you teach about race, racial hierarchies, critically, racism in schools and society. And so the two are being conflated.
And so when you hear people talking repeatedly about critical race theory, what is your thought?
Well, I hear people talking about critical race theory. I see that as a straw man for many communities, politicians particularly, trying to shape.
All right, so I think we got enough of that one. Yeah. So There is a video I have that is the opposition of. Shana, what did I do with that video? That one I gotta go with this one.
You want to come back to it?
Okay.
You want to come back to it? Yeah.
I muted the mic. Why? Like, why not? Like, I don't understand. Like when God like leads you to people's lives, and it's like you try to be nice to people and shit, and then they like take your kindness for weakness. Like I can fight. I really can.
You can fight. I
can fight.
I got your back.
I can't fight.
We'll fuck him up.
As long as you know, I just don't like. I don't like when you try to disrespect me in front of you. Like I can't fight. Trying to get that shit to keep disappearing off the screen. Shit.
What's it? It
was a Fox News video.
So I like the first thing that she said. When she talked about when she was talking about the system of it, and how people of color are impacted economically. I like what she was talking about that side of it. You found it?
Go ahead. Finish it. Finish it. I don't want you.
I like when she was talking about that, but then when she went to the other side of it and said that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about how to discuss these things in a classroom setting. It's almost like they want you to tiptoe around the reality. They want you to give a watered down version of what's really happening. And I'm interested to see what that curriculum is going to look like. It's probably going to look like what we already have, to be honest with you. They want you to continue to perpetuate a lie as if it doesn't exist. It's a figment of an imagination. Like this is not really what's happening. People are really good people and they love each other and kumbaya and all that shit.
A prime example of that, right? They teach about black people being slavery with emphasis. They don't teach about the white people being slave owners, slave traders, and all. Like there's no emphasis on that. How? It's the same history,
right?
But it's always to belittle us, though, and that's crazy. But go ahead. I just want to.
I never thought about it from that aspect.
Yeah, that was good. I never thought about it either, but you're right. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what that curriculum looks like and how they're going to actually push that to the young minds and how they're going to see that, because
that shit ain't gonna never get off the ground.
I don't know. And the reason why I say I don't know is because I talked about this on another show I was on yesterday. There's a real agenda for black men in particular, but people of color as a whole. And the main assault is on the mind. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to get black people to be a little more subdued. The conversation we had last night was talking about toxic masculinity, right? That's what it was about. And if you look at the definition of toxic masculinity, it's everything that makes a man a man. The only one thing in it that I saw that was a problem was about emotions, about disregarding their emotions and their pain. That's the only thing that I think that as men we could really work on. But it's talking about being competitive, not willing to lose, wanting to win at all costs, being the dominant member in the household. And it has nothing to do with me hurting nobody or physically doing anything. It's just being the dominant member in the household, things along those lines. But when you listen to that, you just say to yourself, some people bite into it. Like you look on social media, you see toxic such and such all the time. And there was a guy I looked at that said the future of the world is going to depend on how the terminology that we use. So if we're using terminology that's making men appear toxic, then essentially what we're doing is we are getting watered down versions of men. Like you're not getting what a man actually is. The more you do these things, the less men are going to be men, and we see that now, and it's okay. And society is accepting that. Slowly but surely, they're introducing this idea in, And the same thing with this here, when we talk about this idea, all they're doing is just giving another watered down version of what really happened or what really is going on currently. Let's not talk like it's old or, it's not going on anymore. It's definitely still going on. I'm one of the biggest people that'll tell you, and just in my opinion, racism is a small thing as opposed to classism. I think classism is a lot bigger than racism. Racism, because before, as if you were racist, you wouldn't deal with black people or people of color at all. Now, depending on what their money looks like, that kind of changes the game. But if you don't, it's about the have and the have-nots. If you don't have, you're over here. If you do have, you're over here. And that's it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
He looked like he ready.
New book by our next guest, and how refers to Asian Americans. As an Asian American himself, Shu explains how he's considered to be an inconvenient minority to the critical race theory narrative. Let's bring in author Kenny Shu, who's also the president of Color Us United. Kenny, great to see you today. You said in an interview with FoxNews.com, Asian Americans prove that critical race theory is not true, cannot be true. Make that case.
Well, critical race theory asserts, and I talk about this in my book, An Inconvenient Minority.
Shameless plug.
But critical race theory asserts that the world in America is divided into a racial caste system, whites on the top, blacks on the bottom, but they have no idea what to do with Asian Americans, because Asian Americans are a minority. They have been discriminated against in this country, and yet they succeed and they achieve. And that I think inconveniences the critical race theory narrative today, and that's why I wrote this book.
You make the argument that if America is systemically racist, as many
proponents
money.
Y'all have the money that we don't have.
So let me say something real quick.
Making tax cuts and all that shit. Making their own businesses when they hit here.
Just like that.
Right.
So
you have a stronger sense of community, which basically led to their success in the United States. While we were focused on integration and integrating and wanting to be, at the table instead of wanting our own table, they were actually making their own, setting up their own place.
That's why I be so many stores. If you notice that they change ownerships every so often. Once they didn't got their little tax breaks, they hand it over to their cousin and write it off to them and let them take over the store, but they keep it all in the community.
Right.
Them in the Jewish community is about neck and neck. And that's them walking over here in the country. Like you said, they get the tax breaks, they get these loans with no credit, no social security numbers, nothing. And they can come over here, get a $500,000 loan that we work for half our life, but we're gonna keep getting turned down for. So it's definitely a more so the classism. Classism is the biggest effect in it.
Powernomics. I'm telling y'all.
I think
read the
Professor was
book.
trying to say something.
What was it? So it was a couple of years ago. I was looking up something about wealth in America, and I wanted to see. We always in our minds believe, well, not everybody. Some people believe that white people control the money, the largest sum of money in America. That is definitely not the case. Asians definitely got way more money than white America, right? So back when I looked at it, they did. All right. So when I hear him say that, it almost made me think about the Bernie Mac skit when he was like, they always talk about black and white, but they don't never say nothing about motherfucking. But here's the funny part. The funny part is, and here's something that I want our listeners to think about. So we all know, and I'm gonna say something else that y'all probably not gonna like though. But we all know that in the year 20 such and such, that people of colors, not black people, people of color are going to be the majority, right? We already got that, right? When we become the majority, we talked about this before. If you believe that a black person is going to be the head, I can tell you now, it definitely is not going to happen that way. It is more than likely going to be Asians. More than likely, that's who it'll be, right? If if they are the ones that are going to be the head, that means that we're still at the bottom of that totem pole, regardless of how we want things to be. We have got to figure out how we're going to build some wealth within the Black community that can sustain not these little things that we do. We
already there now. Say it, yo. Like, yo, this is Cooley and the Gang show. We done already lost one channel. We lose another one. I got tons of Gmails, yo. We get another YouTube channel. I got so many goddamn Gmail accounts, yo. We good. I'll be playing around like I'm scared, but we good.
Put the Gmail account in kids' name.
Yeah. I just wish that as people of color, we really understood the assault that's taking place, because I think a lot of us really don't understand this assault that's happening to us. Some of us believe that it's almost like Jack the Ripper. You heard about him, but you never saw him. You see the dead bodies, but you never seen who he really was.
Right.
And
don't exist in your mind. If you're not relevant to it, it doesn't exist.
Right. And these are real things that are happening in this world, and slowly but surely these things are happening. So that brings me to the little thing I said I was going to say that you're not going to like. So if we realize that there's a constant assault on people of color, right? Especially Black people, right? If we're realizing that, shouldn't that make you a little more skeptical about taking vaccines and putting shit in your body?
Yes, it does. And that's why I have to.
You understand? You understand what I'm saying to you? I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm not trying to make anybody feel like this is conspiracy. I'm talking about reality. I'm talking about what's happening. White people are pulling out all of the stops. It's game time now. It's the fourth quarter. It's no more games like fentanyl, guns, vaccines, viruses. All this shit is an attack on the community. Now, see, here's the thing. If you start looking at like who's affected the most in these scenarios, you'll find out that a lot of people of color are being affected. I'm not saying that you're not going to have other casualties. Go ahead.
Yo, I'm glad you brought that up, man. Because I'm not a conspiracy theorist myself, but like I promise you, seeing and hearing, like I work downtown. So back when we had that last little riot here. And they were preparing and hoping that things didn't get violent. So it's this store downtown that's been closed for a minute. They got a lot of glass windows. I walk past this store every day. There's one particular day that they're supposed to be having this peaceful protest downtown. It's 100 bricks, loose bricks, just posted up right there at the building.
I heard about that.
I'm like, yo, where the fuck ain't no construction going on? Nothing. Where the fuck all these bricks come from all of a sudden?
I heard about that too.
And they did that in Atlanta.
It's amazing to me. Like, and then nobody wants to believe, our government don't do stuff like that, or people don't ride around and just want things to happen. Like, yes, they do, man. They want us to set ourselves up for failure.
Yeah.
They want us to be the violent niggas that some of us portray to be. You know what I mean? What's the first thing we're gonna do? We riot. We don't riot and do anything political. Let's burn the police station down, or let's get the mayor's office. No, we're gonna go to the mall and go get some Jordans. We're gonna go get some hair.
Nigga shit.
I mean, and I'll be like, how does that make sense to you? You mad? I want to go get some liquor. America don't do nothing for us. I need some new jeans. Like this don't make sense.
All true.
I heard no lies.
Drive the boat.
It's a sad set of affairs, man, and we're losing on so many fronts. One of the things that I talked about last night about that whole toxic masculinity thing. Some people might say, well, that could be any man. Yeah, it could be any man that's uneducated. And when I talk about educated, I'm not talking about school. I'm talking about common sense, reading books
of yourself.
Because here's the thing: white people don't. And I'm talking about certain groups. White people don't put themselves in those types of categories. You know why? Because they read and they understand exactly what this means. You know who it goes to? Those people who don't read, don't have a good education, and they perpetuate this idea. They okay with the terminology. The dude brought up the fact that we call each other dummy. Here we do.
No, we don't.
Right. You know, people do things like that, not understanding what that means, what that ultimately does to the psyche, what that energy of that name that you're putting out there does to the psyche, what is happening to black men. You can say it's not an assault. You can believe it if you want, but I promise you this: if things continue to go the way that they're going, you're gonna see a whole bunch of Nas X's coming up in the next few years. Like that ain't now.
All right, so on the lines of black men, and this is all y'all already know me. You know, I was in the church. So when the spirit moves me during the show, I just let it go. Like I'm not going to pivot or whatever. So I got another video that was about black men, and I think I'll play that real quick.
Black boys last year that wanted to play in the NBA. Of that million, only
Turn it up.
400,000 will even make it to play high school ball. Of that 400,000, only 4,000 will be able to make it to play college ball. Of that 4,000, only 35 will make it to the NBA. Of that 35, only 7 start. And the average life in the NBA is 4 years. So the real problem is we have 1 million brothers looking for 7 full-time jobs that last 4 years. And yet last year we had 100,000 jobs available to be a computer programmer, engineer, or doctor, and only 1,000 brothers qualified. So our appeal to black males is to realize the odds, that you do most, that you do best. I mean, we were the first doctor, not Hippocrates, Imhotep. So we have the ability either in math or science or music and sports. But that you do most, we that you do best. If you play basketball from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock, you'll be a very good basketball player. If you went home and went to the library, you'd be a very good scholar. We need more black male role models that will encourage our youth in math and science.
Ishmael.
Correct. So the last thing that he said, math and science, right? I don't even know where I had this or looked this up or had anything to do with that type of conversation when it comes to math and science, but it was about Asians versus black people, right? And my question was along the lines of about going to school and education. And one of the things that came up was that math and science are really the only real constants. When you start getting into language, English, reading, things like that, those things always have variables that are inconsistent. But when you talk about math and you talk about science, certain properties will always equal certain things. 1 + 1 will always be 2. How much is 2 + 3, Mike? It took too fucking long.
No matter when I would
say. So it's going to always be the same thing. It's important that you do try to teach your children how important math and science is. And what do most children say? I'm struggling in math. I'm struggling in science, because those things in those Asian communities, they are serious about. They don't play about math and science. They're very serious about that. English, all right, we'll learn that. Some of them don't even speak no damn English
at all.
But when it comes to math and science, and they've been here all their life. You question how you here all your life
we got
and
call.
don't know how to speak. What?
Caller, can you hear me?
Hello?
You there?
I thought that was the caller said that.
All right, go ahead, bro. I don't know.
So I had a homegirl of mine that went to, I think she went to Japan or China. I can't remember. And she was a principal, and she just wanted to see like what their school system was like. So I told her it was totally different, right? She said, no, actually their curriculum is the same as ours. She said the only difference is when they get out of school, they're required to still do schoolwork 2 hours after they go home every day.
Yeah.
So that means you call us somebody?
You could at least let us know.
I didn't know y'all was gonna hear.
You know who it is?
Peace, brother. How you feeling? Sorry about that. Dropped the call by accident, but we only get one call a month, so I try to make sure I get that. What's on your mind, bro? You saying Jay Rich?
First of all, peace to the family, peace to everybody on the show. I want to real quick points. First of all, I hate that term toxic masculinity. Rudy was right. It's just a lot of the things that they say are toxic are things that make a man a man. We need to go to having rites of passages so these young boys actually know what manhood is. And you need to know what manhood is before you know what fatherhood is. And so that goes back to Nell's point of too many young people having babies. You got young guys and young girls out here who don't know what manhood or womanhood are, and yet they have children, and those children are expected to know manhood, womanhood, and there's nobody in the household to teach them. Second of all, when you bring up Dr. Kunjufu, one of the most educators when it comes to young black men's psyche, that brother right there has hit the nail on the head more than one time when you're talking about black men in not just in general, but in the educational system and how to groom them. Math and science are vital in how the world works. When we talk about our history, and I'm not just talking about U.S. history. When we talk about our lineage and our bloodline, they're scientists. They study the world, they study the earth, they study the stars. Half of the math that we have right now, well, all of the math that we have right now is based off of nature and how things in nature are accumulated. So understanding the sciences dates back billions and billions and billions of years ago to our earliest existence. So when you make the point that math and science are next to, next to life itself, is true, because those things are constant. They've been constant as long as we've been studying them. It's also, real quick, getting back to this CRT thing, it's what people are doing to weaponize it against our community. And so what will happen is people will take this term, critical race theory, and they'll use it incorrectly and flip it. And then the next thing you know, because like Rudy said, a lot of people don't read and understand about the theory itself, we'll accept what they say as gospel because we haven't researched it ourselves. And in essence, believing that we're still our own worst enemy. There's a law in, I think it's either Texas or Tennessee, that is against critical race theory because it doesn't want the kid to feel bad. Can't learn anything in the school that will make a child feel bad. Well, I thought about that. I said, well, what about all of the African-American children in that school system who only learning about a history from one perspective and how they're made to feel, not just while they're in school, but in the life thereafter? Nobody cares about that. So we have to think not just about what is being said, but how what's being said is being used against our development in the community building that you all are talking about. But that's my 2 cents. I'll holler at y'all, and next time I'm gonna jump back on the Facebook.
Thank you, brother.
All right, Rich.
Yeah, that was good. Definitely was good. Go ahead, Mike.
I was just adjusting. You about to say something before we put a bow on it, and I might try to squeeze in one more video?
Nah, I don't have that.
So it would be kind of tasteless if I went to a Ratchet video at this point, right? It would kind of be
Close it out on the way that Cool in the Game.
That's the Cool in the Game.
Yes, we are
Cool in the Game is built on Ratchet. She Ratchet.
I think I should have this first.
No, that's
Are y'all familiar with Brittany Renner?
no. She sound like a scripper.
Brittany Renner is who's been on the internet because she allegedly trapped that young NBA player into having a baby, and then all of a sudden she left him, and now everybody like, yo, you wiped up the side chick of the industry, and now she got a baby that's
Got him.
Yeah, baby, that's a what?
a check.
Pretty
She got a
much.
baby that's a check, baby,
That's what
basically.
they do.
So she has been getting a lot of slack on the internet as far as like, being, like she set him up and how, she victimized this guy and
It
all
ain't no
of that.
such thing as a setup.
So one of her videos, I really thought was interesting when she broke something down about us men and playing the victim.
She said, "Oh,
we're gonna play that."
16 and 20.
He probably don't even know he's going to like the fuck. Was he in the league at the time?
No, he was still at Kentucky. Okay.
And you're
dating him for a long time.
He's seen all over the fucking
So,
media with these
okay,
people.
so this is what I really get so fucking annoyed about is like, so when do you as men take accountability? You're old enough to ride this ride. You want to fuck with me. You want to come at me. You want to fuck me raw. So why are we babying men who make decisions for themselves? Like I told you, I was on birth control up until I had a conversation with my baby father. So what do you think happened? So I imagine I got to leg lock him. No, let me.
The maturity of men and women are different.
No, stop.
That's not an excuse. That's a fucking
excuse. Men and women are held to different standards. Y'all want to look at a 20-year-old who wanted to fuck. I was 26 when I met him. You want to fuck with me? Here's what it is. Nope. Like, stop acting like someone had to pull the wool over his eyes. I was exactly who I am right now.
No,
and
you played the game.
Stop. Let me finish.
Like y'all was in love and all this other shit.
I have no reason to be. I have no reason to
That's
lie
his fault.
about anything that I've done or the person that I am. And I believe in full transparency. The ideal relationship to me is for my partner to know everything about me. So please stop playing this victim narrative. If you wanted to just fuck me and just say she's trophy pussy, I hit Brittany Renner, that's that. Why did we have a baby? Our baby's name is Paul Jermaine Washington III. Does that sound like an oops baby? Does that sound like someone who was bamboozled? You asked me to move in with you. You wanted me to have your child at 22 years old. And here we are. I told you I'm okay to wait. I'm not in a rush. I'm a very spiritual person. I trust in divine timing. I know
trying
anything.
to get married to him?
No, I'm not trying to. I just told you. Were you? I was. I thought that was my guy. And like, I don't know why it's so hard for y'all to believe that.
So you should have played what he said to her.
The side chick.
The side chick. She was a side chick.
Oh, I got that one too. You ain't said no. Hold up.
Yeah, I don't know. I can side chick.
You see it?
It go to it says side chick. It's right there on that one.
Yeah, that's that one. It should be right here though.
Professor, technical difficulties.
I swear I got it.
That's not it. Over there.
Man, both of them motherfuckers knew what they was doing.
That part. Pretty much.
She was in the long ball. She played the long game. That's all. He was
still in college. Yeah,
he was chasing pussy.
He was great.
He got what he was looking for.
He definitely got what he was looking for, and so did she.
There we go.
A check.
This was a business transaction. You got the pussy, and then I got a baby.
Most relationships nowadays are.
I mean, is that the same one? Does that look like her?
But yeah, but see, it all depends on how she was presenting herself. You know what I mean? Because if she was presenting and playing the game like, yeah, boo, let's be together. Because from the sounds of it, I don't know, I don't follow none of it. The sounds of it, he was trying to wife her. You know what I mean? He was trying to fuck with her. She was long hauling, playing the long game for that chick.
So wait a minute, before you play that, let me catch up because I don't know who none of these folks are. So he came at her, little baby cakes came at this older chick.
Yeah, apparently Brittany Renner was already Brittany Renner.
So who is Brittany Renner Perry? She's just an industry chick?
Industry pussy.
Okay.
Yeah, Instagram thought.
Basically, that's what she is. She's she ain't claiming nobody. She just living her life as a single woman.
So they got together. Mm-hmm. They got pregnant.
She got pregnant, had the baby, and now they broke up.
After he got in the league.
Yeah, I think he just got drafted.
After he got in the league
so is he running around crying because she left him?
I think once everybody saw it happen, the internet jumped on him, and maybe he felt that the internet like, dang.
So obviously there was something else that happened that neither one of them are discussing.
Of course.
So shit don't work out. Motherfuckers, all right, go on. Motherfuckers need to mind their business. The shit didn't work.
She probably had another dude.
He probably had another chick.
A lot more.
I
thought
everybody had you as a side chick. I'm gonna be honest. I thought everybody else had you as a side chick, and listen. In the male community, we know the chicks that's like, yo, that's side chick pussy. And then we know the dumbass nigga who wifes up the side chick. And we're like,
but I don't like academics.
Because what? I'm beautiful. And
No,
what?
because the one who everybody fucks but doesn't wife. That's the side chick. Sorry.
Yo, he just called her a hoe, yo.
Whoever been side chick.
You wrote a fucking book.
Whoever been a side chick, but I was never a side chick.
Well, when you write a book about having
not any of the
casual
people I
sex,
wrote about.
and
I've
by the
been a
way,
side chick
not
before.
one of them claimed you. We assume, you know why men don't claim women? Because we have our real girl that we don't want to tell about you.
Woo! So did the dude? So once again, going back to my, did young Cakes have a girl?
Why you call that man young
Because
Cakes?
He's younger than her.
A baby. He was 20 fucking two.
She only 26. Well, in women years, that's like
In
dog
his-
years.
22. He's a baby to us. That was a baby. So baby Cakes, did he have a girl?
He was trying to make her, from what I.
So therefore, she was not a side chick at all. She
No.
She
was. Everybody else she wrote.
Yeah,
the book.
everybody. Yeah.
Okay, well, whatever she did in her past ain't got shit to do with him. That was his
so you
baby.
can be saved.
But that was part of the point he was trying to make. He was trying to make that whatever's going on with them two, he was trying to wife her. You know what I'm saying?
And everybody was looking at him crazy.
Everybody else, he's saying she was a side chick too.
Right.
That's the point he was trying to make.
Well, why everybody mad? Because she
He's trying to be Captain Saving her.
It's always that one dumbass nigga that got a wife.
Right.
And
That's right. Like
see,
what
y'all
Brittany says on her IG.
Eddie Winslow, he wife Superhead.
That's because y'all
Eddie
feel like
Winslow
nobody
did.
can't save her. She
So
don't
what does
want to
that
be
mean? That
saved.
means that means that child is going to be taken care of.
Pretty much.
Shit, we don't know how long he gonna be in the league.
That's
Exactly.
true.
That's
Unless he have a bad season, but then he's still
he got an
live.
insurance policy. He gonna get. She's still gonna get a check.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So y'all
Still gonna get a
mad
check.
in these streets because he had a chick by a baby by a chick who had
With
sex with a lot of
around.
people that niggas
Well, because
had
they're trying to say she
do
set him
every
up for the
day,
wrong money.
running streets. Once again, the double standard is what I'm hearing. So baby Case could have slept with everybody. Yeah, baby Case could burn in hell too.
No, because on the other side of that, there'll be women would be roasting the fuck out of him for being that guy, right?
Exactly.
So what the issue is they're saying is you got a dude that really wanted to deal with you, but you set him up for the long haul. You was in it for the money. That's
But
what.
we don't
That's,
know, do we know that though?
But that's the whole.
We don't know that.
I don't know.
We don't know that.
Yes.
And I
That's
say that
the
because
storyline.
yeah, that's the narrative that the people are making, but nobody really knows what
But
actually
see,
happened.
but like somebody said in the comments, like her story
But
is
for the hell-
different on her end.
Yeah, that's shit serious right there.
She played the victim.
Huh?
What you said? I didn't hear what you said.
I said, like somebody was saying in the storyline, her story. I mean, in the comments, the storyline is different from what she posts and what she talks about. Her whole book is about being a side chick.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. That was before him. That was before Baby Cakes.
It might have been before, during, and after.
Right.
Y'all terrible. Because Baby Cakes have been fucking up everything.
She finally got somebody to claim her, and then now she bamboozled him. She
don't want to be claimed.
For the check came.
No.
She got a guaranteed check,
He
and she
started
gets
treating
off.
her like shit when everybody found out that she was pregnant and he was moving her ass in. They got in his ear. He started
She was
giving
already
her.
living there when she got pregnant.
But listen, they got in his ear. Oh, that's you done wiped that hoe. You done moved her in.
He still want her.
She wrote the book. Da 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 da. He started giving her slack, and she was like, "You know what, motherfucker? Fuck you. Pay me and my baby."
She'll be pregnant again next year by somebody else.
She be doing research.
Somebody else is stupid.
She was researching.
Mm-hmm.
The chain.
You said she was recycled.
No, she was researching. But that's she's that pastor man.
Terrible.
She's
See,
a pastor. Oh,
that is
you
the
want-
problem. Y'all are the problem. Look how.
You want to?
Look at that.
She's
She's
a pastor now.
in her back instead of trying to help her get her life together.
She good. She looks like she's very happy with the way
So
her
that
life
baby
is.
is 18.
Right. Just play the Jamie Foxx song. Just play it. Him, Kanye.
That wasn't a trap, baby. It's no such thing of a trap baby when you run it up in my ass raw dog. There's no such thing as a trap baby.
He's definitely stupid. But if he wanted to, I can't say that because if he didn't know she was a whore, if he didn't know she was a whore, and he wanted to be with her, I understand that part. But she knew she was setting him up for, oh, he got the draft, he got that money, I'm good, I'm out. That's the narrative I get.
The timing is questionable.
Right.
She probably had one of them little check-off sheets like the dream. What's that shit? That not the dream team.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
You know that check-off sheet people do when it's not called a dream team. What's it called, y'all? Fantasy league. She got one of them fantasy league joints. She said, I want this one right here. She went down the list. Whoever shot it first.
Doing it.
She got a whole pamphlet.
Exactly.
He going to the league. Oh, yeah, I got to keep my eye on him.
You knew she threw something out there for him to check her out and shit to get his attention. So I'm quite sure she threw the trap out there. He just bit on it. She was like,
nope. She ain't had to do nothing. It's a certain type of chick that they look for. Listen,
but y'all keep saying that once we get money, we look for the white chicks.
No, not always. I don't say that. I don't say that. It's the pretty high yellow ones, light skin ones with the pretty hair, tight waist, big booty, and the one that everybody wants. So everybody on that with Malaysian hair, like, ooh, who the fuck's that? She
no,
bad.
everybody on the team knew because they read the book. They read the book.
In the book.
So that's what he had to go and bag that. Wow. But me personally, I don't know what's the point of leaving them two who got in the draft. I'm gonna go around. Me personally, I'm gonna kick out another baby or two. I'm gonna secure this bag.
She's bragging about it being stepdaddy season, saying staying with the father is overrated. Also adding it was going to work out anyway.
She never planned on it working out.
There it is.
She stopped birth control. She knew what she was doing.
That's like that. Her in that interview is not like her. Is not like what she like. Her videos on Instagram. You really be like, is she for real? Like, but it's really women out there that there are women that this is their career. This is how they live.
I do understand that, but however, I will never use that word trap. Is not a word that should ever come out of a nigga's mouth when you running raw dog up in.
What if you told me you on birth control?
That's your fault. You trust a woman?
Trap.
We teach our son. Don't believe that shit.
It's a trap.
No, because that's you're supposed to protect your daddy.
Protect
your daddy. Trap. So your dumb ass something is not a trap. That's when you
put the whole box on.
It was. I'm going to agree with you on that. It's not a trap. She definitely played the long game. You know what I mean? And he was foolish enough to fall for it.
Boom. That's good game, sis.
Oh, I'm so glad I ain't got no money.
I'll be thankful for it all the time.
Let's get some final thoughts. Who wants to go first? Flip a coin. Don't make me call you out. Shannon, go first.
Damn. Listen, don't leave when they first get picked up. Drop a couple more seeds first.
Let them make an all-star game, I guess.
Secure the bag for the long haul, and then go get your football player. I ain't got nothing for y'all. I ain't got nothing.
Mac.
All right. I just want to say, keep it moving. If you guys slow up, but keep it moving. Don't stop. Once you stop, it could be too hard to get started again. Keep pushing.
Nellz, no, Linnea. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, y'all be careful out here. You don't know people's hidden agendas. Just keep your eyes open and be discerning.
I like that word, discerning.
I was gonna say the same. I love that word.
Yeah, I like that word. Nellz, we appreciate you coming on. This is definitely a good time. Like G said, like anytime somebody can come on here and wrinkle somebody's collar a little bit, like just, fresh, like just wrinkle that shit up a little bit, like Because I definitely appreciate that. That's all I ever want. Like the only thing I ever want in life is somebody come over here and wrinkle his fucking collar up a little bit, and that's what we got today. What are your final thoughts? Anything you'd like to say? Or you got the campfire coming up? No, the bonfire.
Bonfire.
Did I miss it?
I'm a November baby. We're gonna battle with the elements and have a great time. That's all. We got s'mores and Jiffy Pop, and we got food, and of course we grown, so liquor. Nice DJ. It's gonna be a good time, man. Y'all should come through. Make something.
It's really gonna be a fire, right?
Yeah, really.
I ain't a pyro, but bonfires are like this ain't.
You want to make sure
like a little campfire, a little fire pit.
Fire pit.
Yeah, I went to one last year. It was nice.
Last time we had a nice big fire. Now that's a fire.
Yeah. Oh, when is it?
The 20th, November 20th, 6 to 11.
November 20th. Nellz is celebrating his birthday with a bonfire, so please show this brother some love and support.
The link is in my bio. I am Nellz __. I think that might be right. Instagram doesn't like me sometimes. So because listen, this is like my 4th page. They just keep deleting me. You know what I mean?
That's right, Big Ike, you was there, yeah.
So definitely hit Nellz up if you're trying to get the Nellz or you can't figure out his IG. We've been posting it for the last few weeks.
And either one is right.
Yeah, it's two of them, both of them are right. So whichever page you run across, that's it. So the bonfire will be nice. If I can
go
finagle. There you go. If I can finagle.
He had to get permission first. He knew what he was doing.
No. Believe me, it's not that he don't ever want to do anything.
I do.
I'd be like, leave. No. Leave.
Bye.
Professor, go ahead, my brother.
Y'all have a good night.
All right, Russell.
And make sure if you don't do nothing else, make sure you get vaccinated.
There it is.
And pull your mask up to your eyeballs, and you be safe. You don't do nothing else. Put a hoodie on and tie it tight like you want our juice.
We appreciate everybody. We'll be back next Tuesday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our couple shows coming to lead us out for the year. Looking for more guests. So if you know anybody, just send them our way. If they have a business to promote, it's holiday season. That black dollar needs to keep matriculating.
Come shop Glam Chasing. I got some
Glam Chasing is back full blast tomorrow night for date night.
City of Gods clothing brand local. Holla at them.
City of God. I love City of Gods. City of Gods. We need to have them on the show.
Yeah.
I think I emailed them one time, but they might have thought it was spam.
I rap to them. That's my guys.
Yeah, I think I reached out to them a few. Might have been like when we first started. I would love to have City of Gods on. I really like everything they do. Cool. And it was a good open venue and network for like a lot of art. Like it was just like a community. It's like a community.
They're definitely artist based. Artist based.
And I like that. So everybody be safe. We'll be back next week. Like the professor said, wear your masks and your condoms because you got COVID and Brittany Renner out there. So, watch out for yourself.
I don't know which one worse.
Yeah, you just gotta shoot the dice, baby.
You gotta wear both of them at the same time.
Oh my God.
Like you're doing a porno.
I'm gonna die.
So y'all just be safe. I'm trying to find something to play to send y'all out on. Any suggestions?
Just shut the door.
She gives me money.
I'll just go ahead with some Jiggy Piff. We like Jiggy.
So I walk up to the table.
Everybody have a good one. We see y'all.
Fuck the soy sauce, man.
You are tuned into the Cooley and the Gang Show on Blockworks Radio.
Much in the face, so happy birthday.